So, but in particular, this map, probably pretty damn good for tank pushers, I'd imagine. Right?
Yeah, and that definitely seems something that Future has quite sharp timings on. So, should we go ahead and introduce our players?
Yeah, sure. So spawning up here in the top right, wearing the red trunks, it is Future.
That's the limit of my observing capabilities. And in the bottom left, spawning in the green, it's our Protoss player, Blysk.
Causing a massive upset in that last series against Invicta. So, you know, if that's any indication of what this series is going to be like, I think we've got a pretty exciting one on our hands.
Yeah, I think so. And interestingly, a change in strategy from the abandoned first game. We're not seeing that proxy barracks come out from Future.
Right.
It was kind of my train of thought was Blysk seems to have been struggling with the first Reaper. He's been having troubles dealing with it with the first Adept, and so that proxy would of course speed up that process.
Yeah.
But this time around, just going for a more, I guess, standard opening.
So this has been a gas first reactor, gas first barracks, by the way, from Future. So that's interesting to note. Generally, that's going to signify that he wants to go for like a factory pretty quickly. Possibly the Hellions, maybe a mine drop. I caught some of his games earlier against Pez, and he did love that mine drop. So interesting to see what he follows up with here. I don't think he's scouted. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I don't think he did. So he's just getting his CC down, getting his Reaper. That's going to be the first tell of any information here. So looks like a standard Reaper opening into a factory.
So he has a few options here. He could build a reactor right here on his barracks, and he does. So this could be Hellions. Otherwise, I guess he can just reactor out Marines. Maybe go tech lab on the factory for tanks.
You're gonna have to tell me what the commanders to follow unit, because otherwise we're gonna. There we go.
Yeah,
I knew someone would know.
Like yesterday with the one player. Obsing one player on keyboard.
Yeah, you do keyboard,
we'll do
I'll do mouse. Yeah, sorted. And here we are. Here's the tech of choice. And interestingly,
Stargate.
It's a Stargate, not in Blisk's own main base. So more than likely going to see a fast Oracle play here, I would have thought, based on the location of it.
Yeah. So I managed to cast this series. Blysk played against Azure earlier on the B stream. And the interesting thing about that is, he did the same build. He proxied the Stargate, but it got scouted. And he went one Oracle, and then followed that up with Phoenix, and then just used the Phoenix, you know, to control map, get a bit of scouting off, and then he repelled with perfect micro, by the way, repelled a really tough Cyclone Marine push from Azure. So it'll be interesting to see how Future decides to try to play against this, I suppose. Because we do have those Hellions coming out.
Yeah, so not
no
much
wall
damage
off.
getting done here.
Wow. So there's no wall off there. That's
pretty rough. And
that's very rough.
This time around, it seems the Hellions getting damage done rather than the Reaper. Although only 2 workers down in the end, so perhaps not the worst thing. And here we've got the.
Blysk could be very happy with that.
Yeah,
given the Hellions slipping in, he'd be very happy with that.
Looks like he's going to save up for 2. What do you think about that?
Well,
no,
they still don't want to hit a SCV, right? So
yeah, so
and he's showing
what
it.
What is he doing? He's not.
I think he made a mistake.
I think something's messed up here. Like that.
Oh god.
Is this a hotkey issue? Oh, here come the Adepts though. So the Adepts are actually going to be the things to do damage here. The Oracle.
Yeah.
Almost 7 as a distraction. Tank comes down the ramp. 3 Adepts putting pressure on and killing workers. Must be about 5 or 6 workers going down here as the tank's very slowly working away on the Adepts.
That was a lot of damage there.
Wow, 19 workers have gone down, and here comes the follow-up Oracle if we follow that along. Meanwhile, back in the main of the Protoss, so much going on here. So Hellions in the main of the Protoss, Oracle doing damage in the main of the Terran. It's really just a bloodbath on the worker lines right now.
Yeah, both players just absolutely just scrapping this out.
So Viking finally takes care of the Oracle. Meanwhile, so
25.
Wow. So those Hellions have got massive damage done.
That's
in the meantime.
massive.
And that would be why the Oracle, of course, it wasn't being micro, was because of the pressure back home. So
both players are getting pushed to their limits here.
Meanwhile, Twilight Council coming up for Blysk. I've seen him to be someone who kind of favours Blink as an opening, just to get himself set up on 3 bases.
So in the series he played against Azure, he favoured either Blink or a Robo opening with fast Colossus. So it's interesting how he's going to be able to defend this here from Future, because there's a pretty brutal choke he's going to have to go through to get to those tanks, or he's just going to have to give up his gateways.
This is already 2 tanks. This is so fast, and Stalkers are probably the worst thing you can have against tanks in this scenario.
Yeah, he may be able to lift it with a Phoenix,
gateways as well.
Yeah, without gateways, he really can't bolster his army at all. And I love the bunkers, by the way. That's going to not only provide safety for the Marines, but block the Stalkers from getting to the tanks. So
and of course, 2 gateways killed now, depowered before, and just like that, it's GG. Just too much harassment in the early game.
So Future just proving that he's got really great multitasking there.
I mean, I was struggling to keep up, that was for sure.
Yeah, that was insane.
But yeah, definitely Future just handling the pressure a little bit better.
Yeah.
Those are highlights from my game, so that's somewhat interesting.
They're just yeah.
But yeah, I think he just.
God, you're so good, Crimson.
Yeah, look at that surround, only getting 1 Hellion and a Reaper. But I think Future was just able to deal with the multitask requirements of the scenario he was in a little bit better.
Yeah, I think he chose a really great opening as well, because in the games that I saw between Blysk and Azure, Blysk was very late to wall off his natural ramp, right? He didn't put tech there. His gates were pretty late. So that generally means like a gas first, and that gas first makes a huge difference. It's about 20 seconds, I believe, between where Hellions would hit without gas first, like Rax gas, and a gas first factory. So, great play by Future.
Yeah, and Future will be very happy to get the first win on the board.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's get these players into game 2.
So map 2 is going to be Ephemeron. This is another map where tank pushes are pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't know if there's a bad tank push map. There's certainly very good ones though.
I feel like it's a style that you can kind of work to the terrain of the map in general.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are underway for map 2. Future having a smile to himself.
Yeah,
probably,
and rightly so. He'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to get the first one on the board in such a quick and easy fashion.
For sure.
And we are loading in. So, in the bottom right corner of Ephemeron, it's the Red Terran player from the USA, it's Future.
In the top left, hailing from Singapore, playing Protoss in the green, it is Blysk.
Okay, and here comes Mr. SCV. Control F, there we go.
Shift F.
Shift F. So this time we see the SCV heading out, possibly for the...
They're going to high five next to the Ozcraft logo?
Yeah, high five. So obviously that's been seen pretty quickly. I wonder if Blysk actually saw that on the minimap. Yeah, it looks like he's still going to go ahead of Proxy. So
that's a nice decision from Future, putting down literally where he last saw the SCV.
This is interesting. Perhaps
so it looks like they're both trying to proxy each other. I think Blysk is opting for the 2-gate Stalker pressure, where you proxy the second gate.
Oh, okay, so you proxy the second gateway. Yeah, that looks to be the case. It's interesting. Blysk obviously saw Future's.
Yeah, that's bad
SCV.
news for Future. But if that SCV just gets really lucky, he could actually have it survive.
He could, yeah.
Future's going to play the RNG game here, and it's popped on the right hand. Oh no, it can't be hit from there, right? Oh, this is so sick. This is so sick. Oh
so
no.
He's basically cancelling the build process and then restarting it to get the SCV to move.
Is he going to get it done? This is going to be so close. Oh my god, that's so sick.
That's crazy. So obviously this is a thought-out, planned response. When he saw the SCV, he knew there was going to be a proxy, so thinks that the early pressure will be beneficial.
Yeah, because what's Future going to have at home? He's got no rack, so he can't make Marines to put in a bunker, right?
Exactly.
Where's his factory?
He
Not
doesn't even have a
existent.
wall off at the ramp, so...
Yeah, so I'm really liking this decision from Blysk. However, you know, had he cancelled that racks, I think it's just GG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
yeah, I think in the scenario it would have to be, so...
So Future getting a little bit lucky there with the RNG, but you know, he played that really nicely.
I like the decision to get the Zealot, even though it obviously can't catch the Reaper.
Yeah.
It just forces that much more micro out of the Terran, and it's
zones
also
him out a bit. You know, you can pull your workers away a bit more. So.
Exactly, and it's also a big distraction for what Blysk has planned. And here we see the first Stalker.
Yeah,
headed
I mean,
towards.
Does Future have a bunker at least at home?
No,
no bunker.
Future has no idea this is coming in. The first Stalker arrives now.
So
sees the CC and. This could be another quick game, honestly.
Yeah, I would honestly like to see him make a pylon with that probe and then start building shield batteries. I mean, he's not even going to finish the factory at this point.
Work's pulled off the line. I mean,
Blysk could get surrounded here.
And the Reaper's coming back.
So just recall that up.
Catch the Stalker. He's gone for a second Reaper, which is really his only option right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Future, he should be pretty happy with that, I feel.
I think so.
That's about best case scenario, right? If Blysk would have kept that alive, maybe just been a bit more cautious with it, he definitely shuts down that CC and probably shuts down the factory. So
Blysk has killed 6 workers with that. Most of them were building the CC or the factory, sorry.
Yeah.
But if he keeps making Reapers here, he could be in a position to hold this, especially with these grenades. He's managed to pick up another Stalker without losing the Reaper.
Yeah.
Reaper's both very low.
Great micro from Future. But definitely it's a huge advantage for Blysk here right now.
Surely he shades into the...
This is interesting, right? Because Reapers actually outrange Adepts. So if Future's micro is really on point, he can kill it. And so far it's been great. He takes a volley there. He's got to go on the high ground here to avoid the shade. Great work.
Still isn't done. No SCV on that because of the
But there's an SCV about to finish at the natural, so he can rally it to the bunker, finish the bunker, and then hop in the bunker. That's so sick.
Wow, this is such a good reaction for Future.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead and buried long ago.
Me too. Yeah, he's done amazingly well to survive. That being said, he still hasn't held. He's still under the pump. He's down in workers, but he's managed to somehow salvage a position out of this game. So kudos to him. He was incredible.
Just a micro wall. Cyclone picks off another Stalker, and honestly,
these are going to get picked off.
Yeah, they're going down. The Reapers can outspeed them, I guess. Another Adept goes down as well, so back home, looks like the transition coming in. Once again, going to be that Stargate. This time not proxied from Blysk. Probably feels like he's already got enough proxied this game. And yeah, Future survives, and honestly, 9 worker kills, obviously not the ideal scenario, but I mean, probably the best case scenario in this
Future's eyes, absolutely.
It is going to be another Oracle, so putting down a few more gates. Interestingly, the gates in his main this time.
Yeah.
Obviously not looking at having those picked off again.
Yeah. So Future here having 3 Reapers, the Oracle should shut them down.
Oracle takes off
Just the one. I mean,
but I mean, even this tiny push for 2 Cyclones could do some damage. Future is just finding these mini timings in a game that's been so crazy. He's managed to pick up a Stalker and an Adept again. And this pylon's under threat.
Oh no. Is he going to get it before the Oracle finishes?
Oh, and the Oracle just gets out in time.
3
Third Cyclone
Cyclones
joining
now.
the push.
What can Blysk do against this? Because, sure, he might not lose it immediately, but Future's going to trade so well here.
Yeah, first of the Cyclones goes down. Looks like the Oracles are finally going to pick them off. Doesn't quite get the Oracles, so a nice defense in the end, waiting for that second Oracle. So I mean, without that second Oracle, that could have been cut.
Absolutely. So very nice from Blysk saving that. And it looks like we're going to see a 3rd CC and mech here. I'm so excited to see this mech because I think this is a map that's pretty decent for mech. If you can, control the ramp into your natural, all you really have to worry about is like one zone between about 3 bases. So, you get up a sensor tower. I think the mid game starts to look pretty good for Future.
Absolutely, and I think he's probably basing this off the fact that he's had such a solid start that he's going to have time to build up that mech army. So,
but it looks like Blysk is going to try to not give him the chance. I think he's looking to pull the trigger a bit here. When Blink's finished,
Yeah, I think it's not too far away, so
He's posturing.
I guess he's already got the forward gateway, and that's gonna help him greatly with this attack. It probably feels like he's just lost too much.
Oh, those shades are really sick. It's gonna finish.
Shades are gonna jump on top of the Cyclones,
and
the Oracles are gonna pick off the tank.
Beautiful play by Blysk there. He's
gonna
get it.
Nice shot from
oh, he didn't get it.
Oh,
he doesn't have high ground vision.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh,
Adept shaded in.
He does get it in the end. Okay.
Oh.
Suddenly, wow.
Blysk just gave it up. Yeah, I guess with the tank down, he.
Yeah, I think all his army value was actually in production.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
He had no units on the field, and then as they sort of trickle out, he's going to lose them. So
quite the back and forth game.
Yeah, really hard to tell who was coming out ahead and behind in that one.
Really, quite the explosive start to the series. I mean, this has been about as back and forth as you can get in early game PvT.
Right from the start. These
started to look like ZVZ this matchup.
Yeah, they're not holding back. They're straight away, straight into it. Let's punch each other in the face.
Yeah, so here we are with the replay. Oracles don't quite get this tank. That Cyclone's still providing the final shots.
Sniping it, but not enough in the end. But really nice play to shade in there and get the vision. That was really well played by Blysk.
Yeah, and I mean, just too much in the end for what is essentially a very slow army to build up and become strong. So Blysk just found his time, and that was that.
Yeah. So here's an interesting thought, right? Do you think when you finish a game, do you often press the rewind feature and look what's going on in a tournament?
I've started to get into the habit of doing it more often.
Yeah, I do too. If Blysk has done that, he's seen that Future was going for mech in that game, which is interesting because
absolutely, yeah.
You know, maybe he has experience against mech in the Future series. In the Azure series, and I know Blysk isn't too confident against mech, so that may knowing that mech is in Future's range, that might affect how Blysk plays. He might be more inclined to just kill him before he gets to mech, because I know Blysk is not confident against mech at all. So.
Okay, and we are underway for the third map of the series. We are tied at 1 apiece, and in the top left of Triton, it's the Red Terran. Hailing from America, it's Future.
In the bottom right, playing for Resurgence, in the green, the Protoss player, it is Blysk.
Alright, and no signs of any proxies just yet, it looks like. Possibly players lagging. Just wait and see.
No. Such a confidence pump.
Nah, yeah.
Nah, mate. No lag.
Future's not about that life.
Okay, me either. Okay.
Alright, so it looks like it's all well and good, and we see another gas first on the side of the Terran. Good to make sure.
Thanks.
Such a pleasant fellow is Future. Except when he's playing 2v2 show matches.
Yeah.
Then things change.
Or snooker.
Oh yeah. Or Paul. He doesn't like snooker. It's too British for him. He prefers the American games.
Yeah.
But it looks like we're going to see far less early game shenanigans this time around. Although there's certainly still time for something to be thrown out there. Early probe scout seems to be a feature of Blysk's play so far. Likes to get an early read on what's happening, and obviously that helped him immensely last game. Yeah, especially after the Future's just gone for the proxy. I think I like the decision to throw it in there. So yeah, I'm on board with the probe scout. I like it. In Future, what are you doing with this SCV? That's a strange place for an SCV to go. He's just looking for proxies, maybe, because that's true. Did proxy him. Yep, that's absolutely right. And so lo and behold, just having a look. Oh wow! So this could actually. It's a bit late though, right? Like I feel like the Stargate. The pylon should already be started. So maybe this is something else. Maybe it's a Twilight, or maybe it's just for a scout. What is this for? What are you doing, Bruce? Check it back at home. He's started a pylon. And he's okay, so he doesn't have the gas to start something straight away. He's starting Warp Gate, which is interesting. Maybe this is like a proxy Twilight Glaives build, something like that. Like it could be with the gateway out there as well. Reaper jumps in. Adept is ready for this. Oh, and he should get this. Absolutely, this but maybe not. Maybe he's just far enough away. Nice juke around the extractor. Perfect control. Very nice. But Nexus is finished now for Blysk, and yeah, here we are. You're like
so
a prophet.
I'm a prophet, that's
Proxy
right.
Twilight. So Blysk definitely making use of proxies in this series, trying to catch Future off guard in the early game, it looks like.
Yeah, so I have to wonder, where does he go from here? Like, yes, sure, it could be an upgrade, but also, what if it's DTs, right? Maybe okay. I really hope it's Blink DTs. Like,
Blink DT.
Yeah, like it's a thing. It's unlikely. But he's got a lot of gas, right? Like, why is he banking so much gas? He's going Glaze. So it's a Robo and DT Shrine.
Oh, lo and behold, so DT Shrine goes down with the Robo.
So I think this is just a DT drop. I don't think it's Blink DT. But this is so sick. I'm a big fan of this. And Future is going Cloak Banshee, which will give him the option to get a Raven if he sniffs this out.
Yeah.
But he's really got to find out soon. And he's getting across the map with his Hellions, but it's a great full wall by Blysk, which I really appreciate. Does he still have a Reaper, by the way? No, he lost the Reaper.
Reaper's
So
gone down.
Blysk doesn't have too much to worry about in terms of like getting grenaded and then missing out, like the Hellions getting in, for instance. But yeah, I'm on board with him fully walling there, just to be sure.
So Blysk unable to get the probe scout in and see the starport. So, I mean, he has the capability of making an observer here and dealing with the Banshee, but there's a good chance he's going to get in here and do damage, because obviously he's going to rush that Warp Prism.
Oh, he's built a Warp Prism too, yeah.
Yeah,
like
so it's not a standard Robo opening, so rushing that Warp Prism, he's not going to have the observer out until the Banshee starts firing.
Yeah, oh no. I mean, Chrono Boost is pretty good.
That's true.
He's not going to have it
Oh,
too
here
far
come
away.
the 3 DTs.
But yeah, he really needs to get that observer out ASAP. And the shield battery in the meantime will buy time. He'll need to pull the right hand side of his mineral patch over to the left, so he'll miss a bit of mining time. But oh wow, wow, look at the range on those things.
Oh, and here we go though. DC's go in.
He has a scan.
Wow.
Oh, that's a great.
That's perfect.
What a
perfect
block.
defense. See how quickly he lifted that depot.
And he recalled. That was a really good reaction from Blysk actually. He realized, okay, I've got my units trapped. I'll just I'll morph an Archon and I'll recall.
And
so
down goes the Banshee.
Yep.
Not that many kills in the end. So both players really reacting much better as the series goes on to the multitask and
quite a
the micro.
I'd say that came out about even. What do you think there?
I think so. I think perhaps Blysk may have invested more.
Oh, look at that SCV trap. So sick. That's great play from both players, honestly.
Yeah, that's
the recall as well. Yeah.
That's such a phenomenal response, because I mean the Banshee, like that would have been the primary focus.
Exactly. And back live now, we've got a DT drop. Great pickup from Blysk. He's still got one DT in the main, I believe.
Ah, yes, he
Still
has. So
around.
he blew the scans.
So he's going to get a few kills. Let's have a look. I think he's actually killed about 10 workers there.
He's up to eight workers.
8 workers killed. So it's. I'd say Blysk is ahead slightly.
I think so. I do think he's invested more in getting the Dark Shrine and the amount of DTs he made. But of course, he managed to save the Archon. So interesting. I think it's about the most even game we've had of the series so far. Still that early game intensity as another DT comes in. Raven is out there to protect the tank, and nothing of note will happen. But yeah, it just seems like another really aggressive, intense early game between these two.
Yeah.
Both trying to poke holes in each other's defenses, throw each other for a loop, really.
They don't hold back, do they? So we've got a third base coming down from Blysk, and no third base yet from Future, and he's already up to 44 workers with +1 and stim. I'd expect to see a third base either really soon, or if no third base, Pull of the Boys.
Yes.
I think he might be doing a 1-1 Pull of the Boys timing, but you know, he could always just drop a third base.
Okay,
he's got the money for it.
That's a big scan. So now he sees the robotics bay, and really that option of pulling SCVs goes out the window unless he does it right now.
He's got to wait like another, what is it? Another over a minute for his +1/1 to finish, and he's going to attack.
It's going to be that Marine tank push. Looks like 4 tanks in the push. Obviously got that Raven left over. Could see that come into effect. I mean, it's going to be so helpful in case Blysk tries to warp in DTs, but it looks like Blysk going to meet him in the middle of the map as well.
Yeah,
so we could have
because he has the Raven here, he can disable the Colossus.
Yes.
So I actually really hate this from Blysk being out on the map. Future's just had Stim finish, so he's not super bio heavy. He has a lot of tanks, so I mean, being on the map, I take it back. Being on the map is actually really good here because he's got to force up the sieges, right? If he just lets Future walk across the map and kill him, you know, that's a bad choice. So Disruptors.
Oh, and here's the fight. Oh, the Stalkers dive in.
He sniped the Raven though.
Yeah,
That's
he did get the Raven, and
hit.
it looks like he might get one of these Medivacs as well. No, Marines chased them down. But in the meantime, Warp Prosm goes into the main. He's going to be warping in Zealots, and Future has no idea about this.
Yeah, and that's brutal timing because he's pulled everything. So this is not only going to force him to pull units back, but force him to pull his attention back.
I mean, this is essentially going to force Future to make a very, very
he's on top of the
attack.
tank too.
He's going to get that.
DT.
Oh, well, there is a turret, so they should be defended there. Meanwhile, over here in engagement, full tank. Some of them are on siege.
Engagement by Blysk. What an engagement.
Flanks with the remaining Stalkers, cleans up the army, and GG. Blysk takes a 2-1 lead in the series.
Wow, I'm so impressed by Blysk. Honestly, that was very impressive. So, he's proxied game 2, he's proxied game 3, game 1, just a standard opener, right?
No, he proxied the Oracle.
Did he proxy an Oracle in that game as well? This guy just
I
loves
can't keep up.
proxying, doesn't he? So
I mean, this here was just incredibly clutch. Recalling the Archon, which then, of course, helps out back at home with the Banshee.
Yeah.
Just basically a perfect response. And then picking off the Raven, warping in the main, and Future just had no answer to the 3 or 4 places he was being hit from.
Worst possible timing for that Prism to come in from Future's point of view. Always right as you pull out, move out, and you pull everything. Something flies in your base, warps in 10 Zealots. It's never a good time. So
no, I think we know that well as Zerg players. Yeah, you know, that goes for any race really.
So following up with Charge and Archons as well there is really great against the push. He didn't overplay the Colossus and Stalker hand. I really like that because some players tend to get stuck on, you know, Stalkers and Colossus and they go down that route. And let's not forget sniping the Raven. Sniping the Raven there obviously helps him allow keep his Colossus always attacking. The same with the Disruptor. Probably wouldn't have been able to utilize the Raven so much in that fight, but I appreciate the idea.
Yeah, I mean it's the extended payoff, of course, by picking off their Raven. If there's no scans left, then DTs can just clean up any kind of push. And
that's right.
On to map 4 we go, and Blysk has taken a 2-1 lead. So in the top right of Eternal Empire, we have the Red Terror, and hailing from America, it's Future.
Spawning down in the bottom left, in the green, playing Protoss, it is Blysk.
Alright, we are underway, and interestingly, this pylon in the main of the Protoss, is there anywhere on this map that the wall-off with the gate core and pylon should be, or is that a more reasonable option on this map?
I mean, I'm no expert, but I feel like if you wall your main here, like you can still place tech at the back corner of his main and deny the Reaper from getting back there based on, you know, putting a unit in between the gateway and then, I don't know, it's so hard to wall the other side though, right? Because you need another pylon to put the core down.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I'm not sure. I don't exactly know how this map works for walls, but I'm not too against it. Again, what does it matter if they scout your main base if your tech's on the map anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just proxy everything.
Just proxy everything.
So looks like another early probe scout from Blysk, and this time Future is SCV scouting as well. So
yeah, good choice, I think.
I think so. Given the way the series has gone and the way Blysk has gone about things.
Yep. So Blysk has gone for Gate Nexus as well. So
changing it up once again.
So it's pretty nice. Like core back there. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, this is effectively a wall off with this one gap here, right?
Yeah. So from here, it's about time for him to put down that second pylon. So it's in his main base, right? No. At a natural?
It's in his natural, so he's looking to wall off again.
Yeah. So I guess this probably means a Robo opener or a Twilight opener. I don't think you do this with a Stargate opener. Correct? I could be wrong.
You're going to know more than me. So I'm going to trust you on that one.
Sure.
Here comes the first adept being chronoed out, obviously to help deal with the Reaper coming across the map. Can't see this Reaper getting too much done. Looks like the adept's going to perfectly be in time, but the Reaper's obviously going to get the scout off, jump into the main, see that the Protoss has taken that Nexus before the core.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and jump
Right.
away.
So following up with the sentry here, I guess he doesn't care about having his main scouted because he has no tech, right? He's building a sentry instead of building tech. So
Yep, that's true.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely very well thought out builds here from Blysk overall.
Yeah.
So factory coming down, and here we go. It's a Twilight at the back of the base, as you suggested. So I'm assuming we're gonna. Wow, picks up a
Got one
probe.
kill?
So
Nice. That's always nice. Gives you a good mental advantage when you pick up a worker like that.
it'll be interesting to see if he tries to dive into the main. Obviously, the sentry on the high ground is ready for that, but really no indication of the tech path of Blysk for future. Once again, we see the starport with a tech lab add-on, so it looks like it's going to be a Banshee opening again.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what he goes for in the way of anti-air, whether he builds a Viking first or he just goes for Marines, because I don't think he has a Cyclone yet. Can we check that? So no Cyclone, just Marine.
Oh, the Reaper's not going to see the tech path.
So
Hasn't
this is gonna
actually
be
used
DT
it
again?
for anything,
Yeah.
so maybe this is going to be a DT shrine?
Oh, Raven. Raven with Cloak. So he's faking Cloak. Right, because the
okay,
Phoenix
here
is
we
in
go.
there. Nice. Nice play.
Yeah, so you saw the hallucinate, Phoenix comes across, starts to cloak up, and then you'd have to imagine he's going to cancel cloak rather than go with Banshee after Raven. That doesn't seem...
Yeah. So probably a tank push on this map, I guess, with the Raven. And I think it's a really great map for a tank push. If you look at the natural, it's so, if you put tanks on the downside of that, it's pretty brutal, right?
I mean, even starting to push from back here and then just slowly working your way through this narrow channel. And of course, with the Protoss wall off, it can sometimes work against them.
Yeah, free buildings for the tanks, so...
And so eBay coming down for future, obviously serving a dual purpose. He's probably going to get +1 with his push, and also, of course, that threat of DTs is in the air once again. He doesn't know the tech path of the Protoss player.
So,
and we see an earlier forge for Blysk this time, so not something he favoured in the previous games. And really, there didn't seem like there was ever going to be a time where upgrades could pay off.
No, yeah,
just from the pure pace of the game. And once again, we're going to see the robotics bay come down.
I like the play from Blysk. I think for Blysk here, he's going to just look to take a third base, probably get up his 6 gates, get some stalkers, maybe go Colossus, a couple Colossus in a disruptor. Pretty standard, and future playing bio for him, I think that's a win for Blysk. Well, not necessarily he's going to win the map, but Blysk will take that as a good sign. Playing because this is a very strong mech map.
Well, he has now scouted everything, and what he does see is a factory with a reactor on it. So we're not going to see tanks. We're actually going to see Widow Mines. Blysk now responding with a third base, and now going into disruptors with +1 shields.
I think Disruptors is the right call against the mines. Especially Blinkstalk Disruptor, I feel like is a really good counter to buy a mine. As long as you can make sure the drops don't get on top of you. So Blysk is going to really be pressed to take control of the map and make sure he has vision everywhere. How many observers does he have? He only has 2. Which is pretty light.
And his Stalkers have completely missed this move out, and it looks like this is going to be a cancel on his third base.
Yeah, this is brutal.
Stalkers meanwhile caught on this side of the map.
Yeah, he's just played a little bit too greedy for mine with his army. He's not really super safe. Wow, Future's actually going to go to the main and harass.
Wow, he's
winning on both fronts right now. So recall happens.
Recall the Stalkers, smart move in this scenario. Disruptor shot is not really going to land, and I mean these Stalkers are going down. Meanwhile, this Raven is doing massive damage in the back. Another Disruptor shot coming in, picks up, perfect timing from Future. Going to drop in the main, and I mean Blysk is kind of caught with his pants down right now. These Marines doing massive work. The Raven doing more damage in the natural as well.
So
no mining whatsoever from Blysk right now.
Yep. Oh, he sent the workers back. Future stims on top of those probes.
I mean, eventually he's going to clear this up, but it just seems like it's such a great cost, and he doesn't even have the ability
is he going to get it out? Oh, he sniped the wrong one. That's so unlucky.
Widowmine's coming into the ramp as well.
Wow,
Future is everywhere.
Everywhere, man. Just on
and
top
here we
of
go.
Everything. He doesn't have scan.
Oh, wow. He's just dropping at the back and the front, and the Stalkers and the Disruptors don't know where to run.
Wow, very dominant game 4 from Future.
Yeah, this looks like the end for Blysk. He's just been caught in too many places at once. Bio streaming in from really both sides of his own natural, and yep, GG, well played. Very impressive game 4 for Future, and we are going to go to a deciding set.
Wow.
In what has to be said is an explosive series. I mean, I'm no pro observer at the best of times, but keeping up with this is
pretty
has been something else.
I'm glad I'm on this side of the couch.
Okay, so on to map 5, I believe. From memory, that's Nightshade. So
okay, I really like this map for macro games. It's very wide open. The base is a bit more spread out, so you're starting to get a bit more interesting decisions being made with people's armies. You know, moving out, trying to snipe particular bases, positioning your army in particular parts of the map. I think because the bases are a bit more spread out, and there are so many bases, it's a fairly large map. We get some really interesting macro games. So I'd love for this game to go 15, 20 minutes plus. But looks like, well, it feels like the players have other ideas so far in this series. They're just trying to kill each other as fast as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. This is I mean, I remember watching games of like Probe vs. Siva at WCS, you know, in the past, and there being these massively long 30-minute every single game best of 5s, and it's almost the complete opposite in this series. Both players trying to outdo the other.
Just look at the micro here from Future.
Yeah, just
so good. Using everything he's got, even dropping auto turrets.
Basically no disruptor shots landing at all in that game. So we are underway in game 5 on Nightshade. It's time to introduce our players. In the bottom right, from America, it's the Red Terran Future.
Up in the bottom, top left, we have in the green, from Singapore, Blysk.
Looks like this.
So get on the low ground, that's interesting. So
I've not seen this before.
I think it's just to block it off, because if you block it on the high ground, it's going to take a gate and a cyber core.
Yes.
So
still an interesting idea. I don't think I've actually seen. I mean, it makes perfect sense, but
I think I've seen Probe do it on Cyber Forest.
Cyber Forest, yeah.
That one. There was like a wall at the natural. You could wall them off from, and that was the only way Reapers could get in. So they'd wall that and then take a really fast expansion. And also you could build shield batteries there. So.
True. Yes. Once again, this early probe scale, but meanwhile, when he's main, he's going for this very fast double gas. So, do we expect to see one-base tech play?
So, skipping the Nexus here is a very big tell that he's obviously going to either go for some fast tech, probably a proxy. Where's that pylon? Can we have a look at where that is? So it's in his main. What is he doing?
That's interesting.
That's out of the way of this series. What's that
the complete opposite of what's been going on so far. You would have thought that no one needs a main base, really.
Yeah.
Bunker coming down nice and early this time for Future. Don't think... Oh, he did SCP scout. Okay,
yeah, so he scouted. He's seen that the pylon is there.
So interesting zealot.
Yeah. So I think he's going to look to... Oh, Future rallying it back.
Oh, I see what the idea here was with the low ground gateways. He couldn't see that there was going to be a zealot making it. The SCV takes this path in here.
Oh.
He doesn't see the zealot being made, but of course, for the timing that the SCV went in at, he obviously got some sort of read on it and kept the Reaper at home, although he's sort of looking for a unit now. Zealot's staying hidden.
Yeah.
So obviously he wants to wait and see the Reaper show up.
Yeah. So great play from both players.
Meanwhile, Stargate in the main for our Singaporean Protoss, and the factory once again coming down at the sort of more standard timing that Future's been showing.
Oh, is he going to snipe it?
Oh, wow, he's going to get the SCV. That's going to delay the CC even more. And these two units potentially going to do some damage here. Sort of caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment. Yeah, Grenade doesn't quite push them over. And
great micro from Future, saying just out of range. He's only got one range to work with there between the Reaper and the Adept.
Manages to
So
pick
he's
up the...
gonna
Oh,
get
he's going to
it.
get the Adept as well?
Yeah,
Wow, great. Perfect control. As we've sort of come to expect from Future, really. It's,
all series. That second map, his Reaper micro there after the failed proxy was incredible.
interesting.
Let's have a look at it again.
Guess-minded technique. As
Just saying-
yeah, so perfect control here from the Reaper.
You
The
can see
Zealot
Blysk
kind of trying to like fend it off from the Adept, but not quite able to do so.
So nice. And Blysk is trying to, you know, obviously he's got to dodge that grenade and try to get just in range. Yeah, great play from Future.
Okay, meanwhile it's a Cyclone first this time for Future, and the first Oracle is making its way across the map. Looks like he's also going to go for a Viking, so the Oracle may do some initial damage potentially, but looks like he's going to have the resources to fend this off fairly quickly. Mineral line is open though, Marine's not quite in position. I wonder if he can just pick off a couple of workers here. Is he already out of
Just the
energy?
one.
Did he perhaps use it on a unit before?
Maybe the Reaper?
Yeah, quite possible. So, I mean,
Maybe turn it on the Reaper mid-map or something like that.
yeah, so the Reaper is dead, so obviously the Oracle killed that mid-map somewhere on its way over. Phoenix follow-up this time, so what's the typical amount of Phoenix would you say in a PvT
Probably like
to
5.
see? About 5,
About
just
5,
enough to
yeah.
pick up tanks and
Does the drop, then if you get mine drop, you can pick them all up and still have one shooting, I think. I think it's a nice number.
Marines perfectly in place to deal with any sort of mineral line harassment here. Obviously, no eBay down early enough yet, so...
Yeah, so that's interesting. He's also building a tank, I believe. I haven't seen exactly what's building on that factory just yet, but I think it should be a tank, right?
Yep, just
Yeah.
a small supply block. So here comes the tank, and the follow-up from Blysk is going to be an observer this time. So
Yeah,
perhaps
learning from his mistakes, perhaps.
yeah, perhaps so, and perhaps taking this more towards a standard mid game compared to the other games in this series. Here comes that eBay eventually, so we will probably see +1 coming down for the Terran player. And double medevac, so yeah, it looks like it might be a +1 tank push.
Probably, yeah, with... +1's a while away yet, though, right? So Stim's going to finish up. Perhaps he'll move out with Marines in the meantime. And then... Yeah, I'm not sure what the purpose of +1 is. Perhaps it's just like a later game thing. So I guess what that means is this push isn't designed to kill him. He's probably just looking to delay the third, get a bit of pressure, get some scouting perhaps, and maybe expand behind, or set up for a bigger push.
So Terran scans ahead, sees what's coming, and of course the Oracle has tagged all these units, so he can come out and engage just before the tanks are siege, force the siege, and then run back, and that's going to buy him so much time. But loses
3
on
went
the
down.
Phoenix. Oh,
so
that's
big.
crucial. And now, of course, Future being the smart player he is, knows that there's no anti-air. He's going to drop into the main.
And he still hasn't, Blysk hasn't seen it, right? He only just now sees it.
Oracle as well
Oracle
goes down. Oh, this disruptor shot has to be huge, and it's not. And now this mineral
so
line
many
is
workers
forfeit.
are going down.
And I mean, Future just
10 in total.
pounced on this mistake, and he's
Great
going
play.
straight into the Protoss main. And
Yeah, Future's going to trade a bit, pick up, and get out, I think. Or maybe he might.
he might just kill all the stalkers and just leave. Yeah,
Very nice.
and away he goes.
Great play. So again, killing the anti-air. So drops are going to be pretty big again, right? He has to warp in stalkers, and he's only got so many stalkers, right? They can't be everywhere. So picking off that's pretty nice.
I mean, just the sheer speed he made that decision. He didn't carry on with the push. As soon as he killed the Phoenix,
Bang.
straight up,
Straight
into the main. And Future just showing why he's such a beast in this matchup. Now this low ground gate from earlier is finally going to meet its end. Tank on the low ground in such a frustrating position.
That's an Artosis pylon too. He hasn't quite noticed it
It
yet.
is
I think he's
indeed.
trying to protect the tank.
Oh, Immortal picks off the tank from the high
That's
ground.
pretty nice. Very nice play from Blysk. But
Smart
he's going to
position.
lose his gates there.
Oh, this disruptor shot.
Oh,
Wow,
he
picks up,
snipes
dodges
it and picks up.
Tank is... Oh, wow, he saved the tank. He's,
Oh, Future, stop it.
he's styling on him now.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
so
an
sick.
incredible micro for Future. +1 is now finished, of course. And I don't think Protoss actually managed to get any upgrades out with all this harassment going on. Tank on that low ground
straight back
position
in the
again.
main. Oh, so many probes are going to go down here again.
Now the Forge goes down.
Yeah.
Straight into the mineral line. I mean,
That's That's going to be effectively puts Blysk down to 1 base economy.
Essentially, yeah. And I mean, without those Phoenix, he can just choose when to engage. How if the disruptor shot's coming, he just picks up and away he goes.
Yeah, Future's so patient here. He knows he's in a great spot. He doesn't need to overplay his hand. He starts at 3rd base. He starts his combat shields. Probably going to start an armory pretty soon to get those upgrades.
Oh, perfect splits as well.
Yeah, nice shot. But he might even just end the game here. I think he's just got too much. So great game from Future.
And I think Future takes the series 3-2 in what was a very full-on and intense best of 5. I don't think a single game went over 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was a really quick one.
Well, let's ask the man himself, because he probably knows a fair bit more about TVP than we do.
Oh, that was too stressful. Too stressful.
I mean,
not go how I was hoping to go. That went horrible.
That did look like an incredibly intense early game focus.
How did you feel here when you had the SCV surround? Did you think you might be able to hold it?
No, I was cooked the whole game. That was over. Like after you scatter proxy racks that soon, it's just like you're cooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wondered if you might just give up on the proxy racks altogether.
I was going to. Like I dropped a barracks at home, right?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if you can get it up, then it's better because you get a faster orbital. But
yeah.
Tough situation.
I mean, this game here, it just seemed like he
just played well and I played poorly. Like he just owned me this game. Like I actually was in a good position. He just kind of outplayed me this game pretty hard.
This Prism was so brutal as well. Right as you move out.
Yeah, I just didn't. Yeah, he played well and I didn't play that well this game. So.
Yeah, it seems like that was the move that forced you to either go forwards or backwards, and either way you were going to lose out.
Yeah, that game was cooked, man. Oh, that's rough.
Okay, so that's game 3, and then game 4 was on Eternal Empire.
Yeah, that was where I was like, okay, enough with the early game shenanigans. I think I'm better, so let's just play a really safe build.
Yep.
And just
play
fast reacts.
Just full on tempo.
And I did that. I was like, okay.
It seemed like if you could get that initial Marine force up without any trouble, that you were putting yourself in a good position and would just multitask your way to the win.
Yeah, because like I'm a very aggressive player and I'm very early game focused, so I try to force it early game.
Right.
But he's really strong early game. Like I kind of underestimated how strong he was early game because I was doing like really aggressive builders and he was playing well, so like, it was tough. So then I was like, all right, let's just go back to my bread and butter and just play straight up and just really see if I'm actually any good.
Yeah, it seems like he had quite a wide variety of builds.
Yeah.
Was that a struggle to deal with? I mean, he was proxy.
It's tough because then it just becomes a game of builders slightly. It's like playing poker but within StarCraft. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I think, it's tough. Yeah. He definitely played well. Like, he's a lot better than I was expecting.
Your Reaper micro here was so sick, by the way.
This was perfect.
Same with
in game 2.
Dude, this was cooked, man. I didn't even know he had the gate at home. I thought he was max paxing me.
Yeah, we wondered.
So
he had the gate on the low ground too.
Yeah, I've never seen someone do it.
Actually, really smart. Like I worked it out when I saw the Zealot looping around the side of the map. It's off the SCV path, so of course you wouldn't see him make a Zealot.
So good mind games there from Blysk, really.
Yeah, like he's really good early game. Like a lot better than I was expecting. Like he plays very similarly to Korean.
And I mean,
just like tough to play against.
The crucial moment in this game when you picked off those Phoenix, it was pretty much like that, and you were in his main.
Yeah, at that moment I'm like, okay, I've won this game.
Such confidence.
No, very decisive and it was great. And that pickup was good too. And the pickup on the tank here. Oh, on a red-hit medevac as well. You're sick.
That's disgusting. I'm so glad I only need to play you once this tournament.
Appreciate it.
But all right, so obviously you're now top 2 of the tournament, awaiting the loser bracket final. Obviously we're a fair distance from there just yet. Is there anyone in particular you want to go up against, or?
I mean, I think it'd be pretty funny if I played against Vindicta.
I think that would be the story of the
USA versus USA finals would be pretty cool.
Yeah. And how do you think about TVT? You confident in that matchup if you were to go against?
Yeah, like, I mean, I feel comfortable. Like, I can definitely lose to Vindicta or any other Terrans here. Like, it's not like my TVT's like that solid. My TVT's very aggressive, gimmicky, and very just like fast paced. Like, if you're not feeling it, I'm gonna just kill you like in 10 minutes, right? But like if you're feeling it, then it can be tough, and we'll go into a macro game, then we'll see who's better there. But it just kind of depends. We'll see how the dice rolls if I get a TPT.
Okay. All right. Unless you've got any other questions for our we're catching now our good friend Michael on his phone over there. Give us a wave, Michael.
Yeah, go for it.
Rocky, mate.
But all right, congratulations on what was a pretty crazy series and a
Very
close
good
series at that.
Blysk. I was getting Blysk and Blysk confused, but yeah.
Shout out to Blysk, I think. He put on an incredible show.
Yeah, he played extremely well. Very impressed.
But yeah, congratulations on reaching the grand final. And I guess we'll see some more of your games a little bit later on.
Appreciate it. Thanks
All
for having me.
All right, so thanks everyone for tuning into this game. We'll have another lower bracket match, I think one of the lower bracket semi-finals coming up shortly. But in the meantime, thanks very much for... there we go. So Pig Junior Azura is 1-0 at the moment, and Vindicta vs Siva will be the likely game, I'd imagine, on stream, mate.
Absolutely.
So thanks very much for stopping by for the